He's here, and anyway, when Church moved on, he's looked up and his eyes look like fucking orange. Maps his practice.
Alright, we're live. We've got Rob Sherwood, Darcy Hourigan, Dale Eichner, Pistols, Goldie here, Pendle's in the middle. Pendle's is Pistols' mascot.
It's a little sweetener. Hey, he likes camera.
Alright.
Behave yourself.
Since I got him, mate, we're doing alright. Got him pre-season.
Who do you go? You go for anyone now, Phil?
Crows.
Oh,
Let's go to Australia. Footy's finished.
Yeah, Catman.
Spoil. Jeffrey.
About to go live. I've got the under the table.
Yeah, right, yeah. The spittoon,
Yeah.
in case you need it.
Alright, welcome back. Lofty 88.9 FM. You're in the Huddle. Of course, brought to you by Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills. And at this time of night, on a Wednesday, we like to get special guests in from the Hills Football League. And big week coming up, opening finals for Division 1. And one side that'll be in there for the first time in Division 1 in their history will be Nairne-Bremer United. And we're joined by Coach Dale Eichner and a man who also reached the 100 for goals this season on Saturday, Darcy Hourigan. Thanks for joining us.
No problem, guys.
No problem.
Yeah, fantastic. Firstly, Dale, start of the season, if we said you finished second at the end of the minor round, I'm guessing you would have taken that?
Definitely. Actually, I set the guys some goals at the start of the season, and basically
Well, 100.
100, but no, basically to make top three and get a double chance. So, extremely happy with second place. Yeah.
And Darce, obviously you've been at the Rams for a few years now since coming across from Harndorf. Did you sense a top three spot was on the cards when you started pre-season?
Yeah, it was very exciting to get Dale on board for the 2023 season. We spoke about previously the last 3 years that I'd been there. That was always a goal, but we just had a young group that just had to realise the Division 1 expectations. And then coming into pre-season, all the boys were on board from day one, and we had Dale and his coaching group set some high expectations and reasonable expectations that we all wanted to really be a part of. So we stuck to that. We set it from day one, and it's very exciting now to be finishing second and playing finals first time for the Mountain Footy Club.
Now on Saturday, obviously about the team, but you reached the 100. Now 2 other times was at Harndorf. I think it was against Mount Barker at Howard Lane. The other time was against Torrens Valley at Harndorf, and I reckon you're a Torrens Valley coach. What was it like coaching against Darcy? Like, how would you go about it in terms of structure against him?
Really, back then, I don't want to give too much away, but just try to cut off the supply more than anything. And we had a couple of reasonably mobile backmen that just tried to take the space on either side of the ground. So pretty much concentrate on Darcy, but he was up and about back then and very good player and pretty hard to stop, especially with the supply he was getting out of the midfield. So
And good supply this year, obviously.
it was one of our big goals at the start, to deliver the ball better to Darcy. I've been around watching the last few years, and we just needed some clean space and get him some help. And I think Drewy and Arch have helped spread the load, so which has been really good.
Pardon me, just the 3 losses, because you started off with Harndorf, and then you had a string of wins, and because then you went to Heathfield Oval and lost to Mount Lofty, probably convincingly. It's probably one of the worst losses you've had for the season, I'd suggest.
All 3 about the same.
Okay. But that loss particularly is, sorry about it, obviously you knew Harndorf were going to be the measuring stick.
Yep.
But the game against Lofty, was that a really, round 5 or whatever, was that a bit of an early reality check for you guys and you could focus? And as I said, since then you've only dropped your guard to Harndorf, which besides that, of course.
Well, Darcy could probably answer better, but I think probably the guys that day just got a bit ahead of themselves. Very undisciplined, gave away 50 metres inside the front 50. I think they kicked 4 goals, a red card, played short.
Mm.
And three-quarter time, we're still only 2 points down. So it was just one of those days that we learnt probably more from that. Like I said, Darcy probably knows that the playing group, I think they responded to that. We had a quick get-together that night, on Tuesday night, and ever since then they've actually really knuckled down, and discipline-wise and everything's been very good. So,
Rob?
No, it's all right.
That's right, chip in whenever.
Yeah, no,
You're right.
it's all right.
Interested onlooker. Hey, Darcy, can I ask you, because obviously coming over from Harndorf, we had great success, as Benny said, kicking double century goals, 2 seasons worth. Great side, silver service, and then coming across the Nairne, you've been part of the generation of Nairne coming through, graduating up from division, the lower division, and building towards this. And over the last couple of years, you've seen develop a midfield silver service that you sort of had at Harndorf. Now you're getting that at Nairne.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, mate, it was a matter of just the belief that we're trying to build from 3 years ago, knowing we had the talent there. It was just the belief to do it, to play at the Div 1 standard and the speed of it. And then obviously, like Dale said, having young Archie sort of been, I'm mentoring him a little bit through the last few years, and he's really stepped up the last year. This year, sorry, he's been magnificent. And then we got Jamie Drury from Bridgewater to another big body to help out. So it was a lot more work from them too, especially for me to be able to be freed up a lot more with the game plan we're rolling with, and then just the midfield now we've really topped up, and we've stuck together and kept quite a simple game plan to execute, and I'm the lucky one to kick the goals after them kicking it to me. So,
Hey, can I ask you, obviously coming across, and we talked about the silver service and the strength that Harndorf had, and you've been part of the graduation from there, but was there times that, have I made the right move, and were you tempted to go back to Harndorf, or could you see there was light at the end of the tunnel, this Nairne side's going to be where you are today?
Yeah, I sort of obviously I love my time at Harndorf Football Club. It was a powerhouse. It still is the powerhouse of the Hills Footy Club, and loved every minute there. Just one of the main reasons was to go play with the two brothers. I thought that was going to be a pretty special moment, and obviously then seeing them come up from Div 2 to Div 1, it was always going to be a bit of a challenge, but at that stage I just really wanted to play with them too, and I knew a few of the boys there, and then I could just see I think I was one of the oldest guys playing around that time, and there was an age from 18 to 21, that group now it's gone from 21 to 24, where now they've played probably close to 50 senior grades, and they're bigger bodied, and again understand the speed and the ability needed for Div 1 football. So I knew that it was always light at the end of the tunnel, and something that I really wanted to stick by the footy club and really grow with them.
So is there ways that having been involved in the atmosphere and environment at Harndorf, that you've seen aspects of that and you say, well, that's the template, and you've actually voiced your opinion and say perhaps we should do it this way and follow what the successful template is?
I sort of, I've been a new guy coming to the football club. I just wanted to sort of earn the trust. Work with the group and work with the senior players that were around that. I guess more for me, it was more the forward line structure, working with the forward line coaches and some of the young, like I said, mentioned Archer and a couple of the younger boys coming through. That was my bit, but then again, I wanted to be part of the leadership group where I can then extend that out as well.
Lofty 88.9, we're in the huddle with Pistols, Rob, Goldie and Dale Eichner and Darcy Hourigan from Nairne-Bremer United. We're on the live stream as well. If you've got any questions for our guests, send them through. Rob, you were going to say something?
I'm awake now.
Yes, good.
You're under 18s this year. You've had a crop of them come through over the last couple of years, and they're now playing good footy like Crossy and all the local lads. Are you seeing that again this year? As in, working towards...
Definitely, the club at the moment has to develop as a whole of the club. I think some of the most exciting thing this year is I think that the whole senior squad, the B grade have won 10 of the last 11.
Yeah.
And a lot of those young guys, your Mitch Richards, Paddy Warnickys, Sashis, they're all products of the Nairne Footy Club and will become good A grade footballers going forward. put that in with Bade and the Willis boys and Lockie May, Crossy, Swiderski. It's Nairne's aim to just keep building and building and building, and we have to do that from the bottom end.
And it's based on the Houndorf model.
Oh, there's no secret. They're the benchmark, and we'd like to become the benchmark. So
so it's good. And you've got the A's in, you've got the B's in, 18s are in.
18s missed out last week. They had to win last week.
Okay,
16s are playing on Sunday as well.
So that's good. So a good vibe around the club.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, because nothing beats the winning culture, does it?
Yeah, and is that, like I said, Houndorf is a benchmark, and Nairne's it's more like a real family club. It's a really family club. You see a lot of the parents and the young kids on the playgrounds, and the Auskick program and all that. It's magnificently run by the committee there. So
and how many, out of interest, how many Auskickers? It doesn't get mentioned much.
We had, I think it was Moddies or Odd Kicks of 76
that's
this year, which I think was over 10% of the full league.
Yeah.
So basically, Bade's really good going forward. We just need the council and the government to give us some money to provide infrastructure for them.
We'll talk about that. Darcy, I think I remember at Houndorf, you were mentoring sort of you used to have little kids like following you from end to end at Houndorf Oval. The little kids used to love. Has that continued on at Nairne in terms of your mentoring of younger kids? Obviously, you're talking about the mentoring of the younger guys in the side in the A grade, but do you enjoy that aspect of the teaching the young kids about footy?
I do love it. I do love seeing the kids out there kicking the footy and stuff. Probably not so much like teaching them as such. I think the junior directors and committee and the coaches do a great job. I'm more there sitting up and just love seeing them up in the club rooms after a game, buying them a soft drink and some chips or something. And then teaching them how to kick goal or two. So I don't do the coaching side of thing. I just really have the time for the kids, and it's good to just good to see them out there kicking the full out half time and quarter time and stuff, just really embracing it. So it's really good to see from the footy club.
He's been a bit modest, but they love him.
Yeah. They got out there on Saturday.
They got out there Saturday, and they had all their little cards afterwards to get signed, and it was actually fantastic.
Hey, speaking of that, just take us through that situation, the moment of ride. I know you've done it twice before, but just the thrill of it. Obviously, you're in a different environment, but also, did you get a bit worried as people come out and the old pats on the back? Whack, whack, were you concerned that your star forward
bodyguard
off the ground? The bodyguard,
well, first I didn't think I was going to get there. Rossi Brooks said he was holding me quite well in the first quarter, and then got a couple away, and then the poor man hurt his hammy a bit. So I was well shielded by Big Arch and a few of the boys in there. But the head was down, just beers that were flowing. And
I was going to say, we did see a well-known first-class cricketer who wanted to get involved there.
Yeah. I got a question here. Danny Strout.
Of course.
I missed the end of it there, but apparently you enjoy playing at Heathfield. I mean, I think you played well in the final against Onkers one day. I think you kicked 8 or 9, if I remember correctly. But you enjoy Heathfield?
I do. Yeah, the bottom end.
Yeah,
the top end's a bit. No, it is a good oval to play there. Sort of get a little bit lucky there. I think the weather's going to be pretty good on Saturday too. So.
And you enjoyed the canteen?
I've never gone to the canteen.
Oh, right.
I've gone to the bar a couple of times. All the chips are sold out by the time we're done. So.
I was going to say, you won't go like the old days of, as you know, Dale, 3 or 4 passes half time of the reserves and then go out and play footy. These days they're a bit more prepared, aren't they? Hey, Dale, because as we know, a Peninsula boy, and also so you know about community football and Sandford footballer and now coaching, so you've been around community football a hell of a lot. Does community football get looked after as well as it should be by the powers that be?
No.
We'd like you to elaborate on that.
I suppose it's tough. The AFL is obviously up on the blue chip. And I think the SNFL and the CFL probably do the best they can with the facilities or what's available to them. I think we run different to other states. I think other states are fully funded by the AFL. I don't think we have that funding here, and simple little things like, I think the Summit's a perfect example at the moment. How badly that's been. We're not even playing finals there. How badly that's been used. There's a lot of money spent by the council, which is the local population has contributed to. And we're not using it. So, is that the AFL's leadership, SNFL or CFL? But surely, if you've got a $20 million facility, they should have taken control of it, or someone should have taken control of it to best benefit country football. So now we have a so-called brand new facility, and no one's playing footy on it. And the only ones who did come and play footy on it was the AFL in Gather Round, which was great, but I'm not too sure how much the local football clubs got out of that.
They got some new goalposts.
Yeah, well, that was... The council should have had them in the first place, so the council got the goalposts, yeah.
But also the state of footy, as I said, regional community football, would about, as I said, the old stomping ground over there, Eyre Peninsula, teams that are folding, but obviously numbers-wise, it's harder these days in the country. But also look at the situation down in the southeast, where they really sort of can't work out the makeup of the Western Border League, which was one of the stronger leagues, and now they're trying to entice Millicent back into it from the Southeast League. They don't want to go. They want to join the Western Border and the Mid-Southeast League together. And the Mid-Southeast are happy. Why should we go and prop up a comp that's obviously got issues? So, as you said, the Community Football League, there's a few issues for them.
Look, I think it's and I think it's something we tried to do at Nairne this year is, ask every family to bring one extra person, because socially and interaction-wise, it sort of is the pillar of the community, and if you haven't got it, it's sadly missed. There's not the social interaction. The Mallee copped it last year, and the Eyre Peninsula's copped it for a lot of years. I think at all costs we should be playing football and netball and sport on Saturdays.
I think the River Murray have done it really well this year.
For these local communities. We need to provide communities with an outlet, and somewhere to socialise and something to support and interact with people. So I think it's actually, it's going to be tough. Even the Hills Footy League, Div 1, Div 2. So we've got to see where we go.
Under here?
Yeah, under here. I tell you what, we love mixing with the champions.
Yeah,
so we've got something a little special for you, a memento for you, great man.
Not sure if you can see that. I think they can.
I think if they can hold it out here, but for you, big fella, well done, and on behalf of the Huddle, we'd like to present you with that.
Huddle Heroes.
Huddle Hero number 5.
That'll go straight to the bar, so perhaps if you hold it up, the camera will be able to see. So
That's wild.
there, and got a couple of others.
We'll get a few signed, maybe for some of the young kids on the weekend, win as a prize. So there you go.
Appreciate that, boys. That's unreal.
Thank
you. Thank you very much. Frothing.
Frothing.
Nice work. Nice touch.
Now, as we like to do,
stay tuned. We've got some good questions
this
coming
comes
up.
at a price. I'll just get them up here on the phone.
We're with Darcy Hourigan and Dale Lightner, by the way.
So, mate, you'll end up there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You'll end up
there. Hall of Fame. And,
yeah, that's it.
All right, we might ask them about share these between the two of them. As I said, thanks to Shane Collins, the old time on. We've just resurrected a few of your questions, Colo. Now, Das.
Yeah, mate.
You're a new addition to a crayon box. What colour are you? What?
Blue.
Blue. What about you?
Blue.
Okay. Don't know if this is an appropriate question for you, Dale, but do you put product in your hair after a game?
After a game?
Yeah.
Before a game. Yeah.
Before a game?
Yeah, I do, then I put a hat on, so doesn't quite make sense.
Who has the most product and hogs the mirror the most, Das, in the Nairne Rams? We reckon Lockie Cross, the model.
Yeah, the Crossy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in there for about 15 minutes.
What about the coaching staff? Anyway.
Josh Lowby, without a doubt.
Josh Lowby. Well, Peanut, no?
Peanut has that's got a lot of work, has he?
Now, Das, this is probably over the course of history of your career, your most respected opponent.
Over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Probably Matty Waldron from Blackwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always he's had a couple of hammy issues, but last couple of years, but every time he came to me, he was a handful. He's very...
Hey, can I ask you how many games has there been when you haven't kicked a goal? You're very rare. Would you know?
I'm not sure, mate.
No. Well,
None.
none or
maybe one or two.
yeah, right.
maybe.
Because I'm just talking about your stroke like that.
Yeah.
Dale, when was the last time you were nervous? Was it when you accepted the job, or to come back in A grade coaching? Because we spoke about that earlier in the year when you were on.
I was probably nervous. I was nervous coming into it because obviously that gap of 5 or 6 years of being out of it, but then it just became sort of
Second
quite
nature.
enjoyable, and the guys embraced.
That's always enjoyable when you're
embraced it.
winning.
Yeah, I know, but even pre-season they embraced what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
before we had the results on, and even when we lost the first one at Harndorf, and then we played the Broadview one,
Yep.
it became quite evident that they were wanted to soak up as much as they could and keep going. So
Yeah.
I'll just chip in there.
Yeah, sorry.
3 people that you'd like to meet, can be anywhere, anytime. Dead now, or you know what I mean? Yeah.
I would love to meet the King Shane Warne.
Yep.
Um,
If you're going on a fishing charter or whatever, who would you like to hang with? Could be anyone. Yeah. So Warney.
Benny Cousins.
Yep.
And
That'd be good. It's a good
Competition.
trip already.
and we'll chuck in.
Stephen Sims could have been.
Greg will do.
Mike Tyson will chuck him in there.
All right. What a
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
What about you, for you, Dale? Who would you like to go on a trip with or have a meal with?
Depends. Younger days.
Yep.
Or older. No,
Yep.
we'll go now.
All right.
Oh, I think probably Bruce McAvaney would be interesting. I reckon Lee Matthews.
Yep.
And I wouldn't mind the Brisbane guy at the moment.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Chris Fagan.
Chris Fagan. I reckon he actually would have a fair bit to say. So.
Beautiful.
Now, Das, I don't think they've invented Froth Man yet, but if you were a superhero, who would you like to be?
Probably Can.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I reckon.
Red can.
Yeah, we'll go Red Can. But make it like a 500 miller. No, 375.
Half litre.
Yeah.
Getting back to the previous question here, Dale, and as I said, we asked you when you were coming on pre-season about getting back into it. Has Dale Eichner, in what way has he changed from a coach when he coached last time? You've had that change, as you said. You can't.
Probably not a lot of different. Always had the same philosophies. I think just had to be adapt to the younger age group.
Got to
at
be
the
more
moment.
More
understanding.
caring.
Yeah, more
Wrap your arms around them.
had to supply a hell of a lot more feedback. So, which is something that we've taken on at the club. We try and give as much as we can. It's not always easy. 60 guys is hard to get to, but just try and contribute as much to the bottom 5 to the same as the top 5. So,
Do you have a favourite movie or show? TV show?
Hangover. All 3.
Good. Dale?
2.5 men.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
Now, Das, do you have a must
Good movies.
Yeah,
the
great.
strike rate at goal kicking's pretty good. I don't know the percentage, but I reckon it's pretty high. Do you have a set routine that you take a certain number of steps in your run-up, and also at training nights, do you sit there and you'll kick a dozen shots at goal, or
No.
you just take it as it comes?
I thought I was going well, but then I think I kicked 6-9 or something for a couple of weeks, and then I thought it was a routine. I was going back about like Benny Brown, 35 metres and missing them from 15. So then I bought a new pair of boots, and then got out with Laos for a bit and just went back bit of a shorter run up, and then kicked through with a new set of boots. So they're working well.
What type?
New Balances.
There you go.
Get a pair. They're good.
Now, apart from tagging, close checking full backs, what scares you? Do you have any phobias about things, or spiders, or
Oh yeah, I'm terrified of huntsmen.
empty red cans? That
Yeah,
scares
I'm actually terrified of huntsmen and heights.
you. Seriously.
Yeah, they're shocking.
But you're a landscaper, so you
Yeah.
come across garden huntsmen from there?
Oh, that's what the apprentices to sort out.
Well, you got high on Torrens Valley player. I remember a few years ago that mark you took at Harndorf. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was a beauty.
Hey, coaching influence. Obviously, you're a coach, you made your own market, but any coaches that you played under Dale that you sort of always remember some philosophy that they had and you used it?
Steve Pavlik. Basically, his motto was you just had to enjoy it and try and get your team as close as possible. So we won a premiership with him, and I think to this day I think that premiership was just won on pure relationships. And obviously you'd have school and you got to build it, but you all have to be on the same page. So he was a big believer in that. Glenn Elliott, in my early times, was pretty good. He was very inclusive as well, and just believed in the hard work, but also always keep footy as an enjoyment. Hard work, but enjoy what you're doing, because if you're not enjoying it, it doesn't bode too well.
Common theme emerging in there.
Yeah.
Good teams.
Now, Darcy, any superstitions you had before the game? You always wear the same jocks, or
Daniel Roberts.
Daniel Roberts, which he's worn them for about 7 years. He's probably had them when you were there.
Yeah.
All falling apart, Steve Moore, hanky style. But you have any special things you do?
I like just to rock up into the change room. I have a fair few like 3 ice lattes before the game. I just like to walk in there with a half drank one, and the boys just watch me sip it, because I never end up finishing it. So I keep the boys laughing there. It's all good.
And a Friday night?
6,
Don't give any secrets away, but food-wise? And...
generally some sort of pasta.
Yeah.
And probably 6 of the red cans, and
Yeah.
maybe 8.
Just a gentle relaxer.
Yeah.
Should have kept that quiet.
And what about with your match prep? Obviously Thursday nights, where you've already got the team picked, but Friday night you studied a dartfish vision, or
Normally done all that by then.
Yep.
Actually, I've just been extremely lucky this year, because we've done a lot of that early, and with Clint and Jim May, Josh Lowby, Adam Eckerman, we've done most of our homework well and truly before that. Pretty much have a team ready to go, all the rotations sorted, pretty much Friday night. So
now, does it surprise you, and not degrading these two particular guys, Benny Powell and Brock Knott, who have obviously finished as your leading vote getters, did it surprise you that Lockie May is an outstanding season, has not been recognised by the umpires?
Absolutely. I couldn't believe it when they told me, and even Ben and Brock, they just said they couldn't believe it. I'm serious, he's had a hell of a year.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't think I've seen a... Well, you've been around playing a lot more than me, but set up back that's dominated as much as he has this year. So
The golden era of Scott Perling, perhaps in his
it's
younger days, the guy.
It's pretty special to watch him. He's,
Yeah.
It's very special to watch, playing forward and just watch how he goes about his business. He's a great kid, and he's a special talent.
Is he an X factor for the forward line in the finals after kicking 2 on the weekend?
if we need it, yep.
There you go.
But
Just
you
like
got others as well.
Just like when they used to move the goat forward occasionally.
Yeah, we
One
did.
go
That was
out Barker, you might remember that?
That was a very cool moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I think most of our guys have played numerous positions this year, and I think that's just what has to happen in footy these days. So, Lockie went forward a bit on the weekend, but it was more just to give him a bit of a breather and to test out a couple of others down back. So,
Does it also, and I know what your answer is going to be, so I'll ask you, does it amaze you that a key forward, like a particular guy who's kicked 100 goals, he doesn't get recognised much? Also, you've got to go back to what Fred Phillips when
They
he
never
won the
have,
Harry
though.
medal. But,
They never have they?
yeah, they don't. Like,
Tony Lockett won it.
Yeah, well, this-
but there is an art to kicking 100 goals, obviously, big fella.
well, this year, definitely, I think if I'd had to pick 2 to go that I thought the umpires, it probably would have come out of Darcy and Lockie and Ben and Eli's first half of the season. So it was and Brock's had a super year as well. So I think this year Darcy's probably been recognised, especially at our club, massively more for his participation in teaching, leading, and sharing the footy. So what the umpires see, though not 100% sure sometimes, but you know.
Yeah, it's to me now it's just to see us winning, like just winning's the main part for me.
Yeah, of course.
Like I said, without the Lockie Mays and the great setup behind the ball and all our defenders and midfielder, without them doing the work and getting it to me, essentially, you know.
It would be interesting, Darcy, games where you've kicked big bags, which you've done a couple of times this year, how many votes you actually get for those particular games, when you've clearly been the most dominant football on the ground. As you know, you would have watched it. I know the guys have got to feed you, but still, kicking 10 or 11 goals a game is pretty up there, isn't it? Yeah. All right, we'll go to the finals starting for Div 1, and well done. And the whole club must be a buzz, as you mentioned before, Dale. Historic first finals appearance for, I know you've been through it a lot of times with Arndorf, but just feel a buzz this week. It's nothing like, as you know, spring's in the air, weather's nice, you're out training for finals, the business centres arrive, so must be a buzz there.
Saturday night was very good at the club, extremely excited. The fact that the B grades playing and 16s are playing, it was a fantastic family atmosphere, and we just encourage as many people to get along and watch on the weekend both days, and just create more excitement for the football club. So,
all right, as I said, the finals, we just look quickly country division because we know you follow that religiously.
Yeah.
So Saturday, and this is going to be a ring ding ding because Benny, I think the average margin is last 5 meetings, whatever, is under a goal. Gummaraka, undefeated Magpies minor premiers, taking on Meadows, just for something different. How do you see this one going, Dale? Out at Kangaroo.
I still think Gummaraka will get over the line. Having Ben and Sam's pretty handy, so I just think as far as experience and going forward, Gummaraka by a few.
What do you think, Das?
I'll jump on the doggies bandwagon.
There you go.
Jeez.
Rob?
Gums by 10.
Point? 10
goal.
Well, I don't think it'll be that much this time.
10 goal, Benny.
All right. Okay, you know what you're doing. I'll go Gum. Just.
I'm going to go Dogs.
There you go.
I think they're coming up. Now, elimination semi-final on Sunday out at Gummaraka. The Bloods, Macclesfield taking on Kangaroo, so a Southern Derby. How do you see this one, Dale?
Actually, I'll go the Bloods, Mackie. I'd love to see him. That's probably a little bit more heart, really. I'd just rather see him get up and have a crack at it. And, hopefully the Mackie will get it then.
Yeah, I'll go with Mackie.
Mackie for joy.
Yep.
Yeah, Kangaroo not to be discounted, but I think the Bloods and Toby Ferguson done a very good job with the Bridgewater Raiders Mafia who've moved out there this year. All right, now Saturday. Well, actually, we'll go to Sunday first because you guys are hosting this. Mount Lofty Onkers. This is an interesting matchup. Devils yet to beat the Dogs this year.
I think Mount Lofty by 2 goals.
Yep. Rob?
Big ground, Lofty, too fast. Dogs are overrated. I know you rate them.
Dogs have been pretty good. We've seen them in the Call of Wild the last 2 weeks.
They haven't won though.
I know. But, well, that's true. That's true.
I'll go Mount Lofty.
Actually, they haven't won their last 3 games because they had a draw.
Go Mount Lofty.
Just young Grundy back.
Maybe later in the finals, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Lofty 1 to 10, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the other way around.
No, Lofty, mate. Come on. We picked them at the start of the year.
A bit
Get up,
inconsistent.
Jeffrey.
Righto, Rob, we got to.
Bit inconsistent.
Yeah.
And of course, we won't ask you who's going to win, boys. We just ask you what you have to do to win to beat your Adler.
Just
Without giving secrets away.
just play how we've been playing. 1%ers and team, really. I think just take it on.
Yeah, just embrace the moment as a young group and, like Dale said, just keep doing what we've been doing.
Nan,
Bye.
it's irrelevant in finals, mate.
Well, you go 10 goal.
Well, I'll go 5 goal.
All right.
Where you play?
I'll go Nan.
Yeah, I think.
No, where?
Mount Lofty.
Where,
Just checking you knew where to turn up to,
his
young
favourite
Dart.
ground.
Hey?
So,
Heathfield.
All right.
all right, thanks for coming in, Dale. And well done, leading a historic moment for you, and also another historic moment
Thanks,
for you
Darcy.
coming out.
Thanks,
So,
Dale.
Don't
thanks
let
for
us
coming
down,
in.
boys. We
All
picked
right.
at the start of the year.
And don't forget,
Hey?
on the Call of the Wild, this week we're doing the finals back to back, so Saturday, Sunday, so you better get the hair done, Darcy.
Yeah, I will, mate. Yeah.
And yeah,
And coming up after 7 is Brendan. We're looking forward, looking back. So, Brendan, you just want to quickly say what's coming up just after 7?
Yeah, thanks
Where
a
you
lot,
going,
Ben.
mate?
Yeah, g'day, boys. Oh, what a great program. Look, we're going to finish off with
Good
the...
looking blokes, aren't they, from there?
not too bad, eh? Yeah, they're getting better. The next generation's not looking too bad.
They're all right.
Can they play footy?
Okay, where are you going tonight?
I'm going home after this. No, the last part of the 4-part series on the Australian flyway, the Asian flyway to the Arctic, and this is about the return journey of those birds that have flown 10,000 k's back to the southern lands, to New Zealand, to Australia, and also going to touch on the 100th anniversary of the GAN, the train from Adelaide to Alice Springs to Darwin. So there's a bit of history to talk about the GAN.
Rob's been on the game.
Yeah, been took, Mum.
actually we're there on its
Cost me
first
a
journey.
fortune. Mate, the food's sensational.
Is it?
It's
gotten
amazing.
better.
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining
All
us
right, thanks for
again.
joining us, and keep chasing the goals. Catch you next time on a Huddle 88.9 FM.
Yeah.
Turn this back.
Yep,
Well done, boys.
Well,
Thank you.
thanks.
thanks.
Thanks, everyone.